A solution for what to do when you get stuck in the Bible. So, you know, the times when you've been reading for a while and you're reading a book of the Bible and it's just not going in. You're kind of daydreaming, you're reading it, feel like you've read it before, or sometimes you're reading things and you think this is just not really meeting my need right now, or you just have times of boredom, you feel like you've read it again so many times in the past. You know what, you've met those times before. I met those times, I've met this time even recently. I was reading books of the Bible and I just felt like it wasn't hitting home. It wasn't changing because of what I was reading, and I was falling into habits, and just that was happening recently. So how do we get out of that situation? How do we get unstuck? I'm going to just share today something that has really helped me recently, and I kind of stumbled upon it again, but I realized that I've done this same thing before. So I was reading Deuteronomy, and I've read through Deuteronomy, and I must admit, it used to be my favorite book, one of my top 3 favorite books of the entire Bible, and I'm not saying that it's not anymore, but it just wasn't hitting home as much as I'd like it to. So here's the 2 things that I ended up doing. The first thing I decided to do was I want to go to a book that just I feel like it's more my need right now. I need a certain book, and I know the Bible fairly well. 2 caveats to this, by the way, if you do get stuck in the Bible regarding, miraculous things or questions about the Bible or biblical difficulties, that's a separate topic. I'll cover that on another topic today. I did a discussion on can we trust the Bible, so that's another topic. And then also I'm assuming that most of my listeners are, read the Bible and have done for many years. So anyway, the first thing I said was, what books should I read? So I went to Hebrews, probably one of my favorite books of the Bible, certainly of the New Testament, and I love how much it quotes the Old Testament, and I love the way it addresses the people, and I love the way it's written, even though we're not certain of the author. So anyway, I went to Hebrews, and then I was reading through Hebrews, first chapter. I kind of have it recently to read 1 chapter a day, and my solution was to do the opposite to that, to be honest, and here's what I ended up doing. So I read my favorite book of the Bible. It's like very often I say to someone that's been out of the gym for a while, here I go with gym illustrations again, you're out of the gym for a while, you come back and you just can't find your way. Do the things you like the most. The Revelation talks about that, consider the height from what you've fallen, go back and do the things you did at first, the things you enjoyed the most. So I enjoyed Hebrews, I'm back to reading Hebrews, I was reading a chapter a day. Here's what really helped me though. I was reading in chapters, and I would go away and think, what did I learn about there? And I had lots of different things in my mind. What helped me? Reading and meditating on one verse. Yes, maybe 2 verses, but I narrow it down to one verse. I'd read the chapter, read it through myself, read a commentary, but then finish with what verse speaks to me the most. Now, this won't fit every time and every season to do this, but at the minute it's helped me so much. See to it, brothers and sisters, that you do not have a sinful and believing heart that turns away from the living God, but instead encourage one another, as long as it's called today, so we'll not be hardened by sin's deceitfulness. That's my memory scripture from this morning. The verse in my mind is, so that we'll not be hardened by sinful, encourage one another daily, so that you'll not be hardened by sin's deceitfulness. See to it, brothers and sisters, again, 2 verses, but I just come away meditating on one. For me, it's to encourage one another daily. I've been actively called to encourage one another daily, and the reason for it is because sin is deceitful, and I looked into sin, deceitfulness of sin. So just that one verse, but sometimes 2, but narrow it down. I narrowed it down today to 1 verse, came away, and it's been on my mind all day. It's been replaying, been thinking about it, digging deep. What I need to do in my Bible study is burrow down deep. That's what encourages me. So if you're stuck in a bind at the minute, you feel like you're not getting anywhere, pick your favorite book in the Bible, narrow it down to 1 verse, meditate, study, dig deep on that 1 verse, meditate on it, replay it in your mind, think about it, think it over, talk about it, share it, whatever you need to do. Let me know how you go with this.